let's have a little closer look at 2 or 3 very distinct ways that King Gizz and the Lizard Wizard break the rules of the modern music industry. And we'll start with a really, really common one that you hear as a rule from the music industry, which is find your sound and stick to it. I think this bit of wisdom comes again from that pressure from algorithms, mixed with that traditional easy categorization for commoditization of your musical product that we've carried over from the traditional music industry. When a band is consistent in how it sounds, it's easy to market. It's easy to embrace from a media perspective, radio, writing, that still exists, playlist pushers, radio pushers, all these people, if you are easy to categorize, you are easy to understand, you are easy to communicate, you are easy to work with, right? Your music is often also, and it doesn't have to be this way, but easily digestible is another way as well. But it's not exclusive. Metallica, we know what a Metallica album is going to sound like. Maybe that's not easily digestible, but it's very, very consistent. Same with AC/DC. But it's not only external pressure, it's natural internal pressure that drives this as well, where we're in music to communicate and to express ourselves, but we're all human, and having feedback and positive feedback to something we're expressing is extremely powerful. And so when we find that thing, we kind of go like, well, that's good. We categorize that as good ourselves, and we try and consistently hit that good thing, which works within the music industry to drive that consistency, but also that kind of bands being stuck in a lane. The real fear is that you'll put something out and the people that like your music will hate it. And new people won't like it either. And it's a real fear. And it's impossible to know often until you put it out that is going to happen. King Gizz and the Lizard Wizard, they've put out 26 studio albums in since 2011. And I think it averages out to just under 2 albums a year. A lot of these albums are completely different from one another. And I guess there is a consistency to the lack of consistency, you can argue. But that's a bit of a stretch, I reckon. I think it takes a lot of bravery and a lot of creative balls, for lack of a better word, to take huge swings in lots of different directions and to really just embody whatever is exciting for the band at the time. And trusting that King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard fans, not every album lands for them. Speaking as one myself, not every album becomes an album I love or even listen to more than once, or even check out more than the single sometimes. But it doesn't need to. I have a trust with the band that they can go off into this, say, electronic zone, which is a world that I quite enjoy, but I have my taste within it, and what they were doing was really not to my taste. But I'm going to stick around because I know that in about at least 6 months' time, there's going to be an album completely different, probably far more up my alley. And I'm not just going to lose my interest in the band because of that. And when you put it that way, it's this kind of like trust and fandom of a band. Like, I like this band, I want to follow what they're doing. Music fans, separate from the mass public, I think deserve a lot more trust from their artists and from artists in general, that they will do that they aren't gonna punish you or forget about you because you take one swing and subjectively they're not into it. When you say it out loud, though, it doesn't immediately make me think of the music industry, though, will and often can punish you for that, using the audience as an excuse, saying, oh, well, we just do what the audience does. But real audiences will stick with bands and will actually often embrace them trying things.